Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to make sure that our fence is nice and square and we're getting 90-degree cuts on this saw. This is the Bauer 10-inch sliding compound miter saw, but this is basically the same for any miter saw, sliding, non-sliding. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pull the fence extensions off. You see I've got them removed where I'm only using the base, because this right here is what's bolted down. Those little fence extensions, you know, they can get off, but if this base is not true to 90, you will never get your work at a true 90. So you want to get you a piece of wood. This is some nice cabinet grade plywood, but you can do it with a 1x4, but try to get you a good quality piece of wood. The longer the better. Yeah, if you're doing a 1x4, you've only got 3.5 inches here. I like to have something at least 6 inches wide. And now it doesn't matter what the angle is in the beginning, but you want to have one side that's perfectly straight and flat. So then we're going to put that up against our fence like this, and then we're going to make a quick cut and see where we're at. So now we want to make sure that we are measuring the corner that was up against the fence. You know, we don't want to measure this corner over here. You see, I actually got it notched off so I don't make a mistake and try to measure on this corner, because this is the side that was up against our fence. And something as simple as that, if the board is not perfectly parallel, will throw your reading off. So now I take my protractor and I put it up here and slide it on the board. So if you can see right there, 90.0. So that has been already, as you can tell, I've squared this fence up. But say it wasn't square. When I bought this saw the other day, I pulled these off to check it, and when I went to come over here to loosen these 4 bolts right here, they were just barely hand tight. So I did not take hardly any force to get those to loosen off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to place our board right up here. Now we don't have to cut a lot of material off. See how when I just slid this in, I made sure it was up tight. And you see it moving right there? Well, that can be a half a degree. And what has happened, there's a little piece of sawdust right there. So you want to make sure that this is clean, your edge is clean. When you push it up, I try to put a little bit of force on the 2 corners and make sure that it can't rock. That way I know I'm butted up tight against my fence. Now we're going to check our angle. And so we got 89.7. So if you're not for sure which way you need to go, take your protractor. So I slide it out, and so it's going up. I bring it in, and you see the numbers are coming down. So when I put it here, I'm 89.7. So I need it to come out. So if I need this to come out, this means that this side has to go that way. If it was going the other way, if I needed to come in, this would have to come here. So what I do now, and that's why we didn't really torque these down super tight, we just snugged them to make sure that it wouldn't move. And it's basically just a little trial and error. I'm moving this side back a little. Now, had this side been back as far as it would go, then I would pull this side forward. And I like to do this, and that way I'm getting my fence squared with the blade. There is a little bit of adjustment you can do with this stainless steel plate down here, but that's more for just your detent lock, and I much prefer to get my fence and my blade squared rather than trying to move just this little metal plate here. Now you see, you don't have to take a lot off. You just want to make sure that you've cut all the way down, and then that way you can get an accurate measurement. So I'm getting 90.2 and 90.1. So I'm just depending on how hard I'm pushing. So I actually went too far back this way. So now I need to bring it back in just a hair. So I went 4/10 of a degree. So just a little bit. And like I say, I much prefer just this little trial and error. And it may take a couple of times, but once you get it, my other Bauer saw, I have had it locked in for over a year, and I have not lost squareness yet. So it's worth to take 10 or 15 minutes and get this done right the first time. So close, but not quite perfect. 89.9. So I came back. Oh, that one went to 90. But 89.9 is what we're getting. So you got to be, because a 1/10 of a degree is just, it's not snug on one side. So this is actually 89.9. I measure it 3 or 4 times just to make sure I'm completely 100% accurate there. Make sure that you don't have any little piece of sawdust on that edge. Now we're dead on 90.0. So this is completely square. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully that'll help somebody. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If there's a tool or something that you're looking at and that you don't see a review for, especially something new, leave it in the comments, and maybe I'll, if it's something that looks cool or I don't have, I'll be more than happy to go out and get one maybe and try to do a review for you, or there's a good chance I may have it. So any questions, I'm open to feedback, and certainly appreciate everybody watching.